Can you believe that we're about to reach the 37th Godzilla movie? I know I can't. The King of Monsters has been around for 69 years. First off, nice. Second, that's such a long time span that in that period we've had both Star Wars prequels and sequels, a Mad Max revival, 3 Rocky spin-offs, and a reboot of Jurassic Park, just to name a few examples. To mark its special release, Toho even announced the film on the 68th anniversary of the original, aka November 3rd, Godzilla Day. There are quite a few aspects that will make this entry stand out, particularly the setting. You see, this will be the first Godzilla movie to be set as a period piece, taking place during the American occupation of Japan between 1945 and 1952. And no, you're not experiencing a false memory. There really wasn't a Godzilla movie set during a war or anything, despite how synonymous the monster is with the whole being an allegory for nuclear weapons thing. But okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Like with every Godzilla incarnation, there's plenty to unwrap. In this film, Godzilla's new appearance drew strong inspiration from the design showcased in a 2021 CGI short film that was specifically made for the Godzilla The Ride theme park attraction in Tokorozawa. This short film was also directed by Takashi Yamazaki, the current film's head honcho, and shared a nostalgic connection with the Showa period, which he believed was integral to the genre. When working on this particular movie, Yamazaki even revisited the design from the short film, making a few adjustments to its proportions. It's worth noting that Japanese fans have a tradition of giving each Godzilla design a nickname, and it's no different for this one. Toho officially endorsed the name of this Godzilla to be quote-unquote Negagochi. However, this choice raised concerns among American fans because the first part sounded like a certain offensive word. As a result, American fans have embraced alternative nicknames, such as Menace Goji. One major thing that sets this incarnation of Godzilla apart from the others is his unbridled hatred toward humans. That's right, he actively wants to kill them, something that can't quite be said for the previous versions. While the monster's motives and allegiance changes from film to film, most interpretations see him as an unstoppable natural force that is neither good nor evil. Not this one. He's a genuine predator. In fact, this is set up to be one of the most horrific depictions yet, with trailer scenes depicting collapsing debris, displaced pavement, and the general feeling of nearness as Godzilla's attacks reach the camera. Despite this, Minus Godzilla is only 50 meters tall, making him far shorter than Shin Godzilla or Godzilla Earth, yet 10 times as destructive. Speaking of the earlier incarnations, what say we dive into their territory for a bit? Starting off with the Showa era films, did you know that originally, Godzilla's character was intended to be driven by hunger? In his initial appearance on Oto Island, as his head loomed over the ridge, the plan was to depict him with a living cow in his mouth. This non-PETA-friendly concept was ditched, partially due to logistical challenges, as the cow would have realistically been too small to see in Godzilla's mouth from that distance, and mainly because it was considered too cruel for the film. Funny how standards change. The what-if scenarios get weirder. For the first sequel, Godzilla Raids Again, there were plans to continue the plotline with an immediate follow-up in 1956. Only this time, it would have tackled a highly unusual concept in the form of quote-unquote Bride of Godzilla. This scrapped story would have revolved around a scientist creating a colossal robot girl to combat a second Anguirus and a third Godzilla. The weird part is that Godzilla would develop romantic feelings for the robotic warrior. Perhaps the most ambitious idea that was dropped from this whole thing was an entire ecosystem with various Godzillas, Anguiruses, and other kaiju monsters, including a giant chameleon and a mutated Archaeopteryx. In the climactic conclusion, the robot girl would have sacrificed herself by detonating her nuclear heart, resulting in the demise of Godzilla and the entire ecosystem. It's also worth noting that the proposed robot girl would have been quote-unquote nude for the entire film, so yeah. To close off the video, it would be appropriate to at least mention none other than King Kong, Godzilla's unofficial American rival. The original idea for King Kong vs. Godzilla didn't even have anything to do with Godzilla. It instead involved Kong facing off against a colossal ogre-like creature, a creation by none other than Dr. Frankenstein, which would sometimes be referred to as Prometheus. And yes, we're talking about that Dr. Frankenstein. Because what's more ambitious than a crossover between a movie monster and a classic horror novel creature? However, before the script made its way to the higher-ups at Toho, Frankenstein was swapped with Godzilla, probably for the better. Funnily enough, the character of Frankenstein's monster found its place in a different Toho kaiju film known as Frankenstein Conquers the World. Couldn't let the ideas go to waste, now can we? So, are you looking forward to seeing Godzilla -1? I know I am. What are your favorite lesser-known facts about the iconic king of all monster kind? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section below, and if interested, check out our other videos on classic cinematic hits, TV shows, and more. Every view, like, and subscription helps, so we thank you for taking the time to drop by. We hope to see you again. Same channel, different time.